What's up? YouTube? How you doing today? This is your boy Robert Bob TV Brown. What's up? All right, so in this 25 by 25 effort that I'm doing to raise money to get some goals knocked out the box here at the Bob TV channel, still doing this. I'm gonna be doing a couple of these, 2 more tonight. Then I'm gonna be back on the first thing tomorrow morning. Trying to get this goal accomplished, 25 by 25. 25 people to donate $25 to the Bob TV network. We're nowhere near a goal. We did get a couple people to participate in this effort to help us do a lot of upgrading. And but I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. And continue to motivate and inspire you to support the channel on this particular, almost like a telethon type thing that I'm doing right now. But I'm going to get into the story. It is official. Now, we knew that these two have been quite cozy with one another and kind of pally-pal, chummy-chummy. And that's this triangle between the Clintons, Mike Bloomberg, and Donald Trump. Now, I know they can tell you all they want. Stop Trump, hate Trump, stop Trump. They're only doing that before you. In wrestling, they call it kayfabe. You can't stand this person on TV. They're your arch enemy, but when the lights are out, you guys really are best of friends. I've told you the story of me, my dad. We went to a wrestling match at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg, Florida. And boy, Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair was going at it, man. They was trying to kill each other. Cowboy match, cowboy rope with the cowboy bell, hitting each other with the bell and everything. And Ric Flair, being the style and profile elitist he is, and he didn't want to be in that type of match. And Dusty Rhodes, being the son of a plumber, he wanted that match. Well, after all that beating down one another at the Bayfront Center, me and my dad decides to go to Shoney's Big Boys to get a little dinner. Well, while we're there, of course, I'm ordering my breakfast because breakfast 24 hours. Guess who rolls up into the Shoney's Big Boys? Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair. Were they at separate tables? Nah. Ric Flair had his lady. Dusty Rhodes, I don't know if he had a lady on that, but Ric Flair had plenty of ladies. Dusty was with him, so I assume they was going to hang out together. You don't supposed to do that. You got to stay in kayfabe. No matter where you go, you can't break kayfabe. If you do, you get in trouble. You can't break your character. Yeah, y'all might be best of friends, but in public, y'all can't be seen with one another because you're going to mess up the whole storytelling that we have to sell in order to get this match, this big match going so we can make some money. We need y'all to hate each other before public, even though y'all really secretly love each other. But that's what these politicians do to us. Oh, they got you thinking that they secretly hate this person when all behind closed doors, they love this person for something. May not be emotionally, but for something that they're doing for you. Case in point, yeah, the Democrats try to act like, hey, you know the story about how Trump ended up running for office. Bill Clinton, it has been shared through WikiLeaks. Bill Clinton advised him to run against Hillary because Hillary needed somebody to take all, really go at these freaking, and they know Donald Trump. They know how he is, man. He's a troll. You know, he's like 50 Cent after Ja Rule. You know, so knowing that he's a big troll and he like to run his big New York mouth, Donald Trump decides to run for office. They call it the Pied Piper strategy. Lift the person up, so and then you can tear him down. So they figured that, well, Trump can help cut off some of these Republicans, and he did. He went after all of them, Mark Rubio, whatever, slicing them and dicing them, call them all kind of names. He did everything he can to pop shots at every person that was running for office. At the same time, he still wasn't trying to, I don't care what you trumpets say, this man was not trying to win no election. He was just trying to get a name out there for himself, because a lot of politicians do that. They know they really have no chance of winning, and if they get a chance, okay, I just get a chance, but I'm not focusing on that. That's not my number one priority. Trump did everything. You know, I grabbed him by the pee. I didn't even wait. I walk in the bedroom, I walk in the dressing room with Miss Universe. They be half butt ball naked. I just walk in and start shaking hands and shaking breasts and everything. I just do all of them. Hey, breasts, how you doing? I do all that because I'm Donald Trump. I own the pageant. I can do whatever I want. He said this on tape. Now, whether it's true or not, whether he really have that kind of clout, because you know how some people talk trash. You know how you were when you were a kid. Yo, man, I hit that. I hit that. Doggone well you didn't hit that. Stop telling that lie, man. Trying to impress your boys. A lot of times these people be doing that. I'm getting to this point because Mike and Don been friends for 20 years. You think they're going to break up their friendship on account of voters? Really? Trump and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were friends. Now, I can't say Hillary Clinton don't like Trump. Nah, because the Piper strategy worked too freaking good. It worked so good that man got elected and people decided to choose him because he just was going scorch earth. He didn't care. He just wanted to get his name out there so his brand can go up. And maybe he'd do $1 million, $2 million, $5 million speaking tours. They encouraged this man to run, and yet at the same freaking time, this man ended up beating them all. Everybody took him for a joke, including Hillary Clinton. And then he beat her. Now, she has a right to be angry, but she's not even angry at Donald Trump. She's more angry at Bernie Sanders than Donald Trump when you lost to Donald Trump. It's not Bernie Sanders' job to help you beat Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders is his own person. Not when you actually rigged this election against him. You done pimped the DNC, and y'all were doing everything y'all can to steal this election from Bernie Sanders. And it's documented, it's proven, it is a fact. WikiLeaks has never told a false story. WikiLeaks have a history of telling fact-finding, true, trustworthy stories that end up being truer than true. Truer than true. And here she is. She gonna cheat the man, but expect the man to go out there and try to convince his supporters to support her. Number one, you lucky that man did do that. If it was up to me, you cheat me, I'll say, look, you guys violate DNC policy. I have no choice but to run independent. I'm going after both you and Trump's neck. That's how I would have been. Kiss off. Because either way, Trump was going to win anyway because majority of Americans didn't like you. You're already being, both of y'all was under investigation. Trump was under investigation for his school, Trump University, which is a real estate school. And Hillary Clinton was under investigation for everything under the sun, including those top secret emails that she had come into her house in Chapelwall, over here in Westchester County, whatever it's called. You don't need to be, what you doing with a server in the house getting top secret information? See, if it was a black man who did that, that black man would have been locked up and he wouldn't see the light of day. They would have called him traitor and they would have probably told him he was sharing those secrets. But when it comes over precious Hillary, no. Now, she hot it, and she not faulting Trump, because she's saying it got to be something because smart, intelligent, and wise as I am, it wasn't me. And I can't get too mad at Trump because, because that make me look bad. So let's blame the person who I lost to, Bernie Sanders. Anyway, fast forward. Bill Clinton don't care. The only thing Bill Clinton was mad about was Trump had the nerves to bring Bill Clinton's accuser to the last debate. You talking about bold. And see, his base eat that up because they the type of people say lock her up, and all these other crimes that the Clintons did and the Clinton kill list, you name it, all that kind of stuff. They feed off that. His base feed off that. Now, did Trump actually lose his relationship? No. All three of these people were part of the upper echelon political elite in New York State. Mayor Bloomberg, the Clintons, and the Cuomos. Top tier political elitists, wealthy beyond your imaginations. The Clintons is worth $200 million. How did they get that money? It can't be just book sales. No. Ask the people in Haiti how they got their money. The whole Clinton Foundation was rigged with corruption. And that itself is documented and proved. They had to actually close the Clinton Foundation. And what organization is one of their biggest donors? What is the biggest organization that donates to the Clinton Foundation? Bloomberg Enterprises and Bloomberg Foundation. The Bloomberg Foundation and Bloomberg Enterprises are one of the biggest contributors to the Clinton Foundation. That's not an actual country. There's actual countries that contribute to the Clinton Foundation. And don't get me wrong, they do some good work. But most of that money that they get is still a money laundering scheme that goes from their foundation into their pockets. Same thing with the Trump Foundation. See, that's what these rich people do. These rich people get all this, they have all these foundations, and they find ways to use that money to make them more money instead of using it to do what they're supposed to be doing. Bloomberg has a huge philanthropic organization. Bloomberg Philanthropic does do some things in the community. But most of that money goes around 50 hands back into his own personal pocket. Well, the story today is that these two fools are talking about running for office together. You talking about a guaranteed win for Trump. You can't have no better guaranteed win for Trump because Trump knows both of these people. And that's one thing you don't want to have, is a candidate that knows you inside and out, that knows some things that you shared with him. You don't want that guy for your opponent, because knowing him, he's going to call it all out. Bloomberg, stop and frisk dude. You want Trump to spill your beans? Hillary Clinton, now you know the deal. You know Trump be hanging out with your husband. They golf together, and they probably grab him by the pee together. Let's get into the story. All right, let's get in this story. This is how I gotta deal with this computer, man. You see what I'm dealing with, man? This freaking computer. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, yeah, let me pull up the story. See what I mean, man? This is my frustration, as y'all see, with my computer. And this is why I'm talking to you guys about kind of helping me out to get some of these things upgraded. It really is. If I had hair on my head, I'd have pulled it out by now. See how long it took to bring that story up? This is from the Sun. Now, I usually don't consider this a credible source, but it's out there. Mike Bloomberg is reportedly considering asking Hillary Clinton to be his running mate in 2020 race. Now, here's the deal. You usually don't admit who's your running mate until you know you got this thing in the bag. And like I said, the DNC is going to do whatever they can to prop up Mike Bloomberg, a man who's yet to hit the campaign trail, who's yet to get on the debate stage. All they do is spend his money trying to buy influence. He actually have influence organization on his team, statisticians on his team, strategists on his team, big time money making New York marketers on his team that know how to sell products. So he figured, if you're great in increasing the sales of certain companies and their products, whoever's the guy that does the most, I want that guy on my team. And that's what he did. He got one of the highest paid TV marketing companies on his team. And he can afford it because he got money a mile long. He don't need you to knock on doors. He don't need you to make phone calls. He believes that some people are so low in intellect that all they have to do is watch TV and believe this stuff. So I'll flood the internet. I'll flood the national TV. Heck, I'll throw a couple of ads on the Super Bowl, and I'll just keep people believing that I'm really this person. And they're going to believe it because they're not going to check a record. People are low information voters. They don't go and really do investigation. They just look at the name and say, that's my guy. And you really don't know if that's your guy. That's what they said about Hitler. Hitler is my guy. And next thing you know, Hitler was brutalizing and murdering the very people who said, that's my guy. So you can't trust this. I don't care whether it's Trump, whether it's Bloomberg, even whether it's Bernie Sanders. You can't trust. You got to go look at the person record. That's why I say no slut voting in 2020. Get the t-shirts. It's available. Click the link below. Come on, guys. Bloomberg gonna make the least popular person and the most least popular celebrity. You want to put that person on your team? Hillary Clinton popularity is in the low 30s. The only person that's less popular than Hillary Clinton is probably Congress. Donald Trump is more popular than Hillary Clinton. So why you want to get that person on your team? Then again, you're not going to win anyway. And then again, we already know what this is. And why would you want to get Hillary Clinton? You know about the what they call it, the conspiracy about the Hillary Clinton, the kill list. You know about that conspiracy? I wouldn't want to be on Team Clinton for nothing. I don't want to be first, and I don't want to be second. See, the reason Trump picked Mike Pence for VP is because they know if they got rid of him, Mike Pence would be Trump on steroids. He's one of those low-key beta racists. They say he got gay tendencies or whatever. To each his own. I don't care about that. But that racism part, I care. Okay? You know, he's one of them ultra Christians that like to punish you with the Bible. You know, not to encourage you and love you with the Bible. He like to punish you with the Bible. But he picked him for a reason. Because if you get rid of Trump, you got something worse than Trump. See, people think Trump is the worst thing ever in history. No. Don't get me wrong, he's worst. But no. You get Mike Pence to take over, it's a problem. And the same thing goes for Bloomberg. You don't know Bloomberg, black people. White people, Asian, Hispanic, it don't matter who watching this. But I'm talking to my black people. You don't know Bloomberg. I got a friend of mine, close friend of mine, live in D.C. We done business together. And she's all about Bloomberg all of a sudden. Since Biden, first she was all about Biden. Then she said, well, I can stomach Warren. Now all the people, now she's on the Bloomberg. Oh, that's what it take, a billionaire to fight another billionaire. This ain't got nothing to do with billionaire. Two billionaires that know each other, that's really friends, got you thinking they really hate each other going back and forth. Him poking fun at Mike, Mini Mike, that's what he called him. Mike Bloomberg pointing fun at him. These all fun and games to these two guys because at the end of the day and the end of the campaign, guess what? When Trump have a tournament on Trump International Golf Course, guess who's going to be at that tournament? Bloomberg and other celebrities, so-called raising funds for some charity. When Bloomberg need money for his foundation, guess who he's going to go to get money for the foundation? The Clintons and the Trump will be one of the main ones on the golf course. Y'all seen the picture of all of them together. All of them. Let me see if I can pull it up. These wealthy elitists don't give a crap about you. You get excited about a billionaire running for office, and when the billionaire get in office, what make you think that billionaire need to do something for you? He's straight. Are he going to pass a law that you can have just as many billions as he can? No, he's not going to pass a law. And the average person not going to get that kind of billions. Let me check something out. See, I tried typing, my keys getting stuck. Oh boy, this stuff. I, I I put Bill, Bloomberg, and Trump. Let's say Bill, Bloomberg, and Trump. See what you can do. You can find on the internet Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, no, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, what's the mayor name? Former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. You can find them guys all together, bouging it up on a golf course to raise money. As Joel Carlton said, Carlin, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You see this picture here? There you go. This is the club. You ever heard of Bullet Club? The wrestling faction? This is the Money Club. You know, you heard of the money team, Floyd Mayweather? This is the real money team right here. You got old cheese grin face over here, Giuliani over here. You got Trump next to Giuliani. You got Mini Mike right next to Trump. You got Bill Clinton right next to, I don't know who these other rich buttholes are, but they're probably worth a couple billion. You got all this. This is probably like 100 billion, you know. Well, I don't know about Giuliani, but Clinton got about 250 million. Bloomberg got about, I think Bloomberg has about maybe what, 20 billion? Trump is estimated to be at least 3 billion. You really think these people are for you? You really think these people got your best interests at heart? As soon as these people start to run for office, you say, oh, I'm voting for them because they're gonna really fight for me. Really? Really? Come on, dog. Come on. Come on. Remember what I said? Mike Bloomberg is one of the biggest contributors to the Clinton Foundation. Guess who else was a big contributor to the Clinton Foundation? And the Clinton Foundation in return has been big contributors to the Trump Foundation. They all give into each other's charity, and they all get a good tax break off of it and good tax write-off for it while you're struggling. You know my income tax was $1,300 this year? Not much. And I need that money right now. I gotta wait, man. I gotta wait. This is a big club, and you ain't in it. So here go Mini Mike, the shortest one up there, the little Eazy-E of the crew. You know, the Cat Williams of the crew. You know, the Kevin Hart of the crew. You actually think he's going to really do a black initiative for black people? You actually do that. This is a guy who has been pressing you with a segment of Joe Biden's crime bill. Stop, frisk, slap you, throw you on the ground, body slam you, put their foot up to your head, anything they want to do, and you can't do nothing about it. And you really think this guy got your best interests at heart? Really, really think this guy got your best interests at heart? Bloomberg 78. Now you talk about, people all talking about, oh, Bernie Sanders is so old and he's so frail. You can't be fooled by the looks. Bloomberg is 78 also. 78 years old. He looked good for his age. But looks don't mean anything. See, Bloomberg can go and afford to have some woman come to his house and give him a massage. He can afford to lay in the tan. He probably got a tanning salon in his mansion. Bloomberg ain't got to go travel to the travel club, to the workout place and work out at Planet Fitness. He don't have to do that. This guy right here, he's playing with your strings and ain't gonna do a thing. He reportedly said he'd go so far as to move out of New York, where Clinton lives, to states like Colorado and Florida, so that they're not living in the same state during the 2020 race. In other words, I guess you can't have two people of the same state running next to each other. After entering the race later than his opponent, that's another factor. This man was not interested in running for office. He could have cared less about running for office. If he was interested in running for office, he would have jumped in on day one. At least day 2, week 2, month 2. No, this fool when we're halfway in the primaries to decide to run, and he's only doing that because Joe Biden's number decided to fall. Chief Layalata number decided to fall. The people who they were predicting, Pete Buttigieg's number decided to fall. So like I said, Pete Buttigieg ain't a thing. He's not going to be president, but he will be the next DNC chair. I prophesy that. Bloomberg going to come in this thing and try to get as much delegates away from Bernie and away from Joe Biden. He's going to cut into black support. But he's thinking he's going to cut into the black support of Bernie Sanders. No, he's going to cut more in the black support of Joe Biden. Ultimately, he's going to end up being responsible for helping Bernie get rid of Biden. And then it's going to be 9 out of 10 Bernie and Bloomberg. That's why Trump said, I'm laying low when it comes to Bernie Sanders because he got a support base. Bloomberg ain't got nothing, so I could pop shots at him all day. Who's going to defend him? People who trying to jump on the bandwagon, people who was talking about Beto was it, and then people who said Julian Castro was in, and people who said Kamala Harris was it, and people, y'all bandwagon jumpers. Y'all jump on the latest bandwagon. What's the next thing? If you got a next piece of doo-doo, throw it on the wall and see if it stick on the wall. There we go with Bloomberg. Another piece of doo-doo that we done stuck on the wall. After the end of the race later than his opponent, Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York City, a horrible one too, is running for the Democratic nomination for president. Clinton, 72, won the nomination in 2016 by hook and crook cheating, but lost the presidential election to President Donald Trump. Why? Because nobody was going to support her cheating. And then you got the nerve to get upset. Oh, they didn't vote. They voted against their best interest. They didn't vote. You guys cheated. How you expect people to vote for people who cheat? Come on, man. Matt Judge put up, Bloomberg considers Hillary running for mate. Man, you will become the easiest target to get knocked off, man. Don't you dare talk about running with her. She wants to be the first woman president so bad, man. You giving her a motive to bump you off. And I'm not talking about bumping with the big fat woman. I'm talking about knock you out. That's so how slobbagationist she is. And that's an old Southern word for slobbering everywhere. Slobbagation. She slobs. She drools. You know, she get aroused and finesse when she hear first woman president. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm the first woman president. Oh, I'm going to be the president. Oh, I need a cigarette. Oh, how could you do this to me? Get your hands on me. You ever had that woman that you put it on her so good that she don't want you touching her no more? Get your hands on me. Get mad at you too. I hate you. What? I ain't never had nobody make me feel this good. Girl, you crazy. I'm out of here. You better not leave me. Let me stop. But that's how bad she lust after being president. So Bloomberg is dumb enough to make himself a martyr to make her president, because that's what you're doing, making her president, vice president. Well, Clinton said, well, that's not going to happen. Hint, hint, per the New York Post. Probably no, but no, probably no. She added, I never say never because I believe in serving my country, but it's never going to happen. In other words, oh, Mikey just kidding. Mikey kidding. That's my Mikey. Friend of the family, Mikey kidding. He's not going to make me president. She know Mike Bloomberg will make her president because he think he's going to secure the base. He think him being the former Republican / independent who is now running in the Democratic nomination, who's really a Republican who endorsed Bush against Trump, who implemented Republican policies as mayor. You really think this guy is going to unify the party? And if the party unify on behalf of this guy, then the party is all lost. Horribly. At least Bernie Sanders caucuses and spend quality time side by side with the Democrats, caucusing as a Democrat. This man come out of nowhere. His only mission control number 1, is to stop Bernie Sanders. We have a 2-phase plan to stop Bernie Sanders. Phase number 1, you get most of the delegates, you become the nominee, Bernie is out. Bernie already said he's not going to run third party. He will support the nominee, so he will have to bite the lip, bite his basketballs and everything else, no matter how hard it hurts, and support you. And we would love to see that so we can point fingers and say, in your face, now, Bernie Sanders, what you got, Mr. Revolution. Or, if he do get the nomination and he do start a revolution, you are our fail-safe proof. You are our emergency brake. You are the default mechanism to make sure Bernie don't win. So we'll have you run as an independent. And Trump, yeah, he'll get the win. We'll just go back and forth with him for another 4 years, give him a headache. But it's better than having that Bernie Sanders as president. Sure enough. Clinton also recalls she turned down former President Barack Obama twice when he asked her to be his Secretary of State. I was going to say, because I know he wasn't asking her to be VP, because he would have been set up to be knocked off too. That's how bad she lusts to be president. She says she turned Barack Obama down twice when he asked her to be Secretary of State. You know how she turned him down twice? I don't want Secretary of State. I want Vice President. No, Hillary. No, I don't want Secretary of State. I want Vice President. Oh, no. That ain't happening. Joe, my man. That's twice when she turned him down. Okay, I'll be. Let me think about it. Okay, yeah, of course you're going to be. If you want to be set up for 2008. I was shocked. I had no idea who was going to ask me. I turned it down twice. Yeah, you turned it down, not the way you want people to think. You turned it down because you were trying to bargain for the VP position. In December, Page 6 reported Clinton and Bloomberg were spotted having dinner together at Orso in New York City. Of course. They're chums. They're pal. They eat expensive dinner together. While you at McDonald's getting the 2 for $2, while you getting the $3 meal, the McDouble with the small French fries, they're over there eating at Orso's in New York City. You know how expensive Orso's is? Man, you got to have reservations months in advance. And unless you're bougie, or unless you're a top-graded celebrity, you ain't going in that restaurant. Let me go in that restaurant. The Stop Negro alert will go off real fast. Stop Negro, stop Negro. Also in attendance was Clinton's daughter, Chelsea, who happens to be friends with Ivanka Trump, and businessman Barry Diller, and fashion designer wife Diane von Furstenberg, and social elite Annette De La Rente. You know who that is, kin to Oscar De La Renta. Guys, you understand what this is saying? Clinton and Bloomberg, they don't hang out with people like you. They're not hanging out at the Harlem Shake Shack or Shake Shack period. They're not hanging at Sylvia's. Now, Obama and Eric Holder did frequent the Red Rooster in Harlem, but the Red Rooster is an upper elite restaurant in Harlem that even most black folks can't really afford that. You know, I tried to get a dishwasher job just to catch them coming in and see if I could put in a hot mic and get some information on it. And let me stop. These people are upper echelon elites that they're bougieing with. You really think they care about you? And you're ready to see a Bloomberg Clinton ticket, a BC ticket, when these people, all they do is hang out with wealthy elite people in New York. A recent Quinnipiac University poll shows signs of success for Bloomberg, whose support has been hovering around 1% in 10 Democratic voters in most national polls. The polls conducted after the Iowa caucus, but before New Hampshire primary this week, found Bloomberg at 15% support nationally. Now that really irritates me. How did he get his 15%? Remember, I always tell you, when you hear about the percentage in the polls, you need to find out who's doing the polling. CNN loves Bloomberg. They're fellow broadcasters. He has his own broadcasting company. Oftentimes they do collaborations together. CNN, MSNBC, they love Bloomberg. So when they do their poll, of course, he's going to be polling well. Sooner than not, probably in the next week or two, they'll have him beating Bernie Sanders, and they know it's a doggone lie. That's why you can't trust in polls 100%. You got to analyze where's the polls coming from. Quinnipiac University? Quinnipiac University. A university that I believe have high regards for Hillary Clinton, have high regards for Bloomberg. Bloomberg invested in that school. He's one of their biggest donors. I think Hillary Clinton got an honorary degree at Quinnipiac University. It's in the Westchester County area where she's supposed to be represented as Senator of New York. You're going to trust Quinnipiac. Well, that's up from 8% in the poll in late January. Yeah, leave it at Quinnipiac. Leave it to Monmouth. Leave it to any elite, bougie elite university poll or any dim-leaning or liberal-leaning media. They're going to have Bloomberg up because they want to bring down the momentum of Bernie Sanders. They want to show Bernie Sanders as a loser, that he can't win. He's unelectable, and they know that's a doggone lie. The polls put him roughly even with former Vice President Joe Biden and with Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. See, they're trying to make him seem just as important and just as powerful as Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren, and he didn't put in half the energy. That's one thing I can say that about Joe Biden. He is on the campaign trail. He's having town halls. He's getting in people's face. He may be tapping them in the chest, pushing them and telling them to go vote for Trump. If you don't vote for me, go vote for Trump. He may be telling people that. I don't know why he tells people that. Stop that, Joe. That's why your poll number went down, because you get mad because somebody don't agree with you, and instead of listening to that person to understand, so you can probably at least understand what he's talking about, or try to talk to him to see if you can get him to go your way, you just say, fine, then go vote for Trump. That's it. I don't want to have nothing to say from you. Go fine. Go. Why would you do that, Joe Biden? Don't do that. That's the reason you're taking in the polls, because you show yourself aggressive toward a voter and inconsiderate, and you're not, you lack empathy. And you're doing that, and that's why your polls number dropped. And now they say Bloomberg is up there with Elizabeth Warren, Chief Lotta, and Handsy Joe, or Joe, bye, you're done. It places him slightly ahead of Pete Buttigieg, who essentially tied Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in the Iowa caucus. So now they want to compare. They want to compare a caucus poll to a national poll. You can't try to make it seem like. See, they're trying to take the steps with Bloomberg and the way they shaped this piece to make it seem like he's just as valuable as Pete Buttigieg or Bernie Sanders. Well, you put him on the poll in Iowa, and look how low he was. You put him in New Hampshire, and one county voted overwhelmingly for him. But that county only had 8 voters come out to vote. But they're going to prop that up, put it in the news. County shocks the world by voting for Bloomberg, when that one county only had 8 people, and they know Bloomberg. Boy, these people in media are something else. Something else. Sanders, per the poll, was leading with 25% nationally. Bloomberg appeared at a recent rally at Alabama State University, which is historic black. There you go. Kissing black people behind again. But he's not going. The thing is, he's going to Alabama State University. 9 times out of 10, he's a philanthropist. He's going to take some money and probably put it in a program to help black people because he's trying to buy black votes. And the university will say, hey, Mr. Bloomberg has donated $2 million to the Martin Luther King Foundation to try to impress you that he has black interests at heart. No, he gave that because he knows he's going to get a tax write-off. Plus, it's good to give to the Martin King. It's smart and good to give to the Martin Luther King Foundation. And last but not least, let me see if I can get some black votes out of this. Maybe I can get them to understand that I'm not as bad as they tell me I am, or not as bad as I really am. The event drew several hundreds of people who changed I Like Mike. See this pup piece, man? The event drew several hundred people who changed I Like Mike or chanted I Like Mike. Since launching this campaign, Bloomberg has come under fire and apologized. It's too late to apologize. The damage is done. Joe Biden apologized. He apologized for his criminal justice policy as mayor, specifically stop and frisk, a practice that disproportionately affected people of color. In a 2015 audio that resurfaced this week, thanks to Benjamin Dixon, Bloomberg said he wanted to put a lot of cops in minority neighborhoods because that's where all the crime is. That's kind of racist, bruh. That's kind of racist. And if you're going to put cops in that area, make sure they're cops of color that can understand the area, that come from that area. You got these heavily over jacked on all kind of drugs, super cops, these white cops just looking at doing this stuff for fun. I get to slam around black Negroes and Latinos, for fun, buddy. How's your day, honey? Oh, baby, my day is great. Oh, yeah, what you do today? Oh, I slapped around a couple of blacks, throw them on the ground, put my knee on their neck. I almost choked one. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I love my job. I love it, buddy. I get paid to harass blacks and Latinos. I really don't like them. And they're actually paying me to brutalize them. Ain't that something, Betty? Boy, that's the best thing to ever happen in my life. I don't have to look. I don't need a reason now. Oh, boy. Boy. This computer. See, I'm moving the cursor, but the cursor is not moving. Oh, God, help me, Lord Jesus. 25 by 25 people, help a brother out. Oh, boy. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. It's the biggest mistake. It's like you're trying to sink this election again. You're trying to lose this election by trying to prop up Mr. Stop and Frisk himself, especially when you got the New York primaries coming up, and you need to get, and we have a bunch of delegates to hand out. And you think the Stop and Frisk guy gonna get all the New York delegates? You think, well, he represent New York that's New York City. And he didn't do good in New York City. So you think he's going to capture all the delegates in New York? You think having Hillary Clinton to go out and campaign with him in New York going to stop that? Come on, dog. New Yorkers have changed. This is a progressive state. Even though we got corporate numbnuts like Cuomo and half corporate, half progressive Bill de Blasio, we are heavily progressive. We believe in Medicare for all. We believe we think nobody should have to pay to get on the freaking bus and train. We think public transportation should be funded by the taxpayers and everybody get to ride for free. There's certain things that we believe as a New Yorker you should have a right to. 10-day pay PT personal days. 5 days sick days. We fought for that. We won. We got every New Yorker who works 5 sick days awarded to them. That if they get sick, they can take the day off and still get paid. New Yorkers fought for that. That is a progressive move. And guess who was at the forefront of that? It wasn't this numbnut right here. It wasn't him. It wasn't Bloomberg. And it definitely wasn't Hillary Clinton. The person who pushed that was Bill de Blasio. And I don't agree with Bill de Blasio. He actually got a policy health care for New Yorkers where if you don't have the money, you're going to be seen. Bloomberg didn't do that. Clinton didn't do that. I don't agree with Governor Cuomo on a lot of things, but the brother went out there and said, look, if you live in New York and you're making under $250,000 a year, or your parents make under $250,000 a year, you can go to SUNY College and CUNY College absolutely free. Tuition free. Not absolutely free. Tuition free. Got to buy your books. But that's okay. We'll figure that out. But you can go tuition free. So you can go back to school. It has to be a SUNY or CUNY College. State University of New York or City. It can't be Columbia University. It can't be none of that. It got to be a SUNY CUNY College. But at least it's out there. And you have to be a resident of New York. And we'll give you a free Metro card if you're a student, where you don't have to pay to ride the train. We'll give you one. Each kid in New York, they get a green Metro card or orange Metro card where they can ride the subway, where they can ride transportation for free. Bloomberg didn't try to do that. He could care less about that. Who did that? De Blasio. Now, I'm not tooting de Blasio horn. I'm just telling the truth. Single payer health care for the whole state of New York has been passed by the Assembly. Cuomo said if you get rid of IDC, which the IDC was his excuse to not do anything, he said if you get rid of them, I'll sign the law. This fool haven't signed it to this date, and people are still sick and dying every day. He is responsible. I hold him accountable. He is responsible for every sickness and death that happens in New York that could have been avoided if somebody got the proper medical care, because he's sitting there and let that bill sit on his table instead of signing it and provide health care to all New Yorkers. We're a progressive state. We're not a billionaire-led, centric, milquetoast tolerant, pushing state no more. I've only been here 10 years. I'm a New Yorker now. And I fight for New Yorkers. And you want these people, oh, Hillary Clinton might be his VP. Oh, these two people have done nothing for New Yorkers. Nothing. Go check the record. I think Hillary Clinton did try to get the 911 funds passed, but that's, for her not to do that would make her a horrible person. She had to do that. If she didn't try to get that funded, she would be a horrible person. To turn your back on people that was involved in 9/11, every politician in New York backed that up. So she's not in this stellar elite class where she went at it alone. But Bill de Blasio has done more for New Yorkers, and I'm not a fan of Bill, but he's done more for New Yorkers that's in the city of New York than both of these two numbnuts combined. Mayor Bloomberg fought hard where people didn't get the 5 sick days. Fought it hard. We're trying to make marijuana legal in New York State. I don't smoke it, but people need it for medical purposes. Some people just need it to maybe not cut somebody in the throat, stay sane. Some people might need to hit a couple of weed blunts or whatever to stay cool, calm and collective. Some people use weed like some people use a glass of wine. It's a calming down effect to some people. Smoking weed relaxes people. Medical marijuana can help tremendously with seizures. My son died of a seizure. You don't think I would have used medical marijuana to help my son deal with these seizures? I didn't want him doped up on Tegretol and all that. But yet these numbnuts are trying to fight the bill to go through where marijuana could be legalized in New York State. And these two people are against it. While Bernie Sanders was pushing $15 minimum wage, Hillary Clinton said, no, that's too much. Let's start at 12. Yeah, woman, if you don't sit your behind down. This number tried to tax people because they went beyond a 32-ounce big gulp. Well, if you get bigger than a 32-ounce big gulp, let's put a sugar tax on it. He tried to put a sugar tax on anything concerning sugar to tax New Yorkers. And we worried about some other tax. This guy tried to tax sugary products, trying to beat us into being healthy. But honestly, guys, them two running as a team is not a stellar team. I don't care how much the people he paid to say it is, they're not. They're not a formidable team. Hillary Clinton don't want to be vice president. She did when Obama won. But she might want to be vice president. A lot of people tell me Nina Turner don't want to be vice president. Nina Turner ain't never told you she didn't want to be vice president. The last I heard on Jordan Sheridan's show, when Jordan Sheridan was interviewing, she said, anywhere that Senator Bernard Sanders need me, I'll be there. And if that means vice president, I will be vice president. So go ahead with that. Usually when people say that, they don't want to see a black woman as vice president. And we got a chance to get one as vice president. But they don't want to pump that up in the media. And I would love to see a black woman become president against this white woman become president as VP. I would love to see that, because she the one went hard and attacked and had surrogates attack Nina Turner when she decided to leave her camp and join Bernie Sanders. Her husband told her to take a look at Bernie Sanders. She wasn't trying to take a look at Bernie Sanders. She was Team Hillary Clinton. High up on the Team Hillary Clinton chart as a surrogate. But then she met Bernie Sanders and she changed and became his surrogate. Her heart is his heart. And that's why I say Bernie Sanders would be dumb if he didn't make her vice president. Why? Because if anything happened to Bernie Sanders, he needs somebody to carry his vision, and nobody knows his vision as much as Nina Turner, unless it's Jane. But even I think he had conversations with Nina Turner that she probably didn't have with Jane. Well, Jane probably know it from just him all these years. But I'm done on this, man. This is nothing to clap about. This is horrible. Horrible. Freddy Krueger looking horrible. Jason Voorhees with the mask off and the eye hanging out with worms coming out the face. Horrible. That's what this is. This is a horrible ticket. This is a guarantee for Trump. Trump will have fun with these two, because he know him personally, number one. And number two, he's a beta racist and she's a female racist. So it's going to be hard to call him racist, and he is racist. How you going to call him a racist without calling yourself racist? And you got the policies that threw people in jail left and right, brother. And you got the legislation. You even call black people super predators, young lady. Horrible ticket. Will not win this year. The only thing they could do is cheat their way to win the election. But the primaries. But what's going to happen is people are free will and free minded. People don't default vote no more. I don't know where we came up with this default vote mentality that, well, if my candidate does not win, guess I'll mosey on and vote for the nominee. Who came up with this bull crap? So if the nominee is Mickey Mouse, Donald. Hi, Donald, it's Mickey. If the nominee is Elmo, you'll vote Elmo over Donald Trump. I'm Elmo. I can do better than Trump. Yeah. You guys better get serious. I'm telling you now, Trump ain't as easy as you think he is to beat. Trump broke Obama's record when it came to turnout in New Hampshire and in Iowa. Broke his record. He got his people out. And you people over here worrying about party unity. You guys are worrying about toppling down the man that has been already proven to beat Donald Trump. Everything swing his way when it comes to Donald Trump. He can go outside the party and win independents, win some Republicans, win non-voters. This guy is a machine, but you're finding every excuse not to support this guy. You'll support anything but him. But y'all talking about y'all want to defeat Trump. This is the only guy that can defeat Trump, and the number shows that. 13 million people left the Democratic Party, and a lot of those people decided to join Trump. A lot of them was Bernie Sanders supporters. Well, how come if they're Bernie Sanders supporters, how come they ain't support Hillary? Because they are not Democrats. They're independents, and they're independents for a reason. And if you don't reach out to the independents, you're not going to win. And right now, Trump has got the independents on his side, a whole bunch of them. You're turning Democrats into independents. They're leaving your party and becoming independent. How are you going to maintain a base and go out and reach independence when you're throwing people into the independent sector? You're kicking them out of becoming a Democrat and becoming an independent. Right now, New York is a closed primary. It's not open to independents to vote for your guy or your girl. You got the primaries closed. It would be smart if you open the primaries and let anybody who want to vote for your candidate vote for them. But nah, you must register as a Democrat. You're telling people to cut off both of their hands and their feet? They don't like you. So why are you going to tell them to register to vote for somebody that they like in your party, but they don't like the party? They like the person in the party, but they don't like the party. But you're going to force them to become a Democrat to vote for, and they'll do it, but you know what they're going to do after they cast their vote? They're going to get out the party and go back to independent. And then you're going to say, well, Bernie Sanders didn't get his people to, Bernie Sanders can't make nobody do nothing. He ain't nobody, well, he's somebody daddy, but come on, people. Come on, I'm telling you. You ain't going to beat this guy with this mess. We'll show him. We're going to bring Hillary Clinton back, and we're going to stump him. And you know, the near attendants and all that, they're excited. Do it, Bill. Do it. Bring her back. Bill, it's like this. Your candidacy will be like the movie Saw. She's trying to become the first woman president. And you're going to make her your vice president? You're going to put her on your ticket? You want to put the woman who's lust after becoming the first president on a ticket with you. You asking for something that you don't want. How do you become president as vice president? What's the easiest way to become president as vice president? Somebody got to go. So only two things he's going to do. He'll probably step down foolishly and she'll take up the mantle, or que sera, sera. Ain't no way I'll try to be her VP. God, this is horrible. Horrible. This is a guaranteed win for Trump. Y'all know who got the juice to beat Trump. Y'all just don't want to admit it. Denial is not just a river in Egypt. Denial is a sickness. You Democrats hate that man so much that you'll rather vote against him to keep Trump than vote for him so he can try to defeat Trump. You'd rather do this. All this party unity stuff, Obama coming out saying, look, I'm going to have to come out. If Bernie starts getting a little too more power, I'm going to have to come out and fight against him. Everybody trying to fight this guy. You don't care nothing about Trump. You love Trump. Again, he's part of that circle. That's their buddy. They don't care about Trump. We'll act like we don't care about Trump. We'll do all that before the TV cameras. But at the end of the day, thank you for the tax cut. My money's looking fine. Thank you, DT. Everything will be all good once you're out of office. As of right now, we're enemies. Kayfabe, kayfabe. Horrible, man. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Reporter. I'll holler at you on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube was a bunch of ignorant buttholes. Yeah, I said it, YouTube. I heard you. And you heard me. A bunch of idiots. They'll unsubscribe you without your permission. That's why I say go back and subscribe. Like, share, hit the notification bell. Make sure the drop box goes all the way down and hit always, because they'll go in and they'll unclick the bell. That's how horrible YouTube is. Again, hit the subscribe button. And guys, we're doing a 25 by 25 campaign. I'm looking for 25 people to donate $25. Initial one time to help me get some things taken care of here for my lagging, sucky computer and everything. And then when that's done, we're going to do another thing. Once we celebrate it and achieve that goal, we're going to do another one for consistent partners. I'm going to look for 25 people who consistently partner with me. I don't know what to call it or anything, but I need a team. But nevertheless, you can support us, $25 through paypal.me/BobTVNYC, capitals, all caps. And hey, I'm going to see you on the next one. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. Peace.